Yo, what is going on, everybody? It is Jonathan back again with the weekly scuffle, and I'm here to report that Ryan Garcia versus Javier Fortuna has been agreed upon, according to Mike Coppinger of ESPN. It will be a July 16 fight in Los Angeles. As we all know, Ryan Garcia was scheduled to fight Javier Fortuna, I believe, last year before Ryan Garcia pulled out and eventually fought Jojo Diaz, who ended up fighting Ryan Garcia's rival Devin Haney. And then we saw Javier Fortuna after that have a KO, I believe a first round KO, his last fight against just a standing guy, a stay busy fight. And then you got Ryan Garcia, his last fight against Emmanuel to go, getting that unanimous decision. And I think honestly, this is a good fight for Ryan. I wasn't personally a fan of it originally to begin with. I thought it was kind of a stay busy fight, like, maybe a step back from Luke Campbell. And now at this point, I assume, you don't got Eddie Reynoso anymore for as much flack as he's getting. I think he's still an excellent head coach. Ryan fought with him, I believe, 5 fights, 5 KOs. So, you know, Ryan Goosen, I I mean Joe Goosen, I believe he's a great coach. I think Ryan's last fight definitely he was caught in between styles, in between what Eddie was teaching him and what Joe was trying to implement. And honestly, I think this fight, should hopefully be a fight where Ryan finds his style with Joe and hopefully comes through and becomes a superstar. He wants that KO finish because he's been calling out Tank this past weekend. He was at Tank's fight. They were chirping back and forth at each other. Tank beat Rolly, who isn't much of a great fighter. He's probably around the same level as Fortuna. I think if you put Rolly against Fortuna, Fortuna is probably the second best fighter he's fought other than Tank. So I still think Fortuna is definitely a better fighter than most people give him credit for, but he's nowhere near the top of the stacked lightweight conference. We have Devin Haney and George Kambosos this weekend, and you see where Golden Boy is taking Ryan Garcia, and it's very reminiscent of a lot of their fighters, including Jaime Munguia, you know, Virgil Ortiz, where they really play it safe with them. They love that zero. Mayweather, he kept it zero throughout his career, and they're really trying to follow that motto. You got someone like Zurdo Ramirez, who has like 50 fights almost at this point and has still fought almost nobody. While you have people like Devin Haney, who's 23, same age as Ryan, and he's already got 27 fights. He's fighting former world champs, and he's fighting for undisputed this weekend. So, at the end of the day, I think this is a solid fight for Ryan Garcia. Hopefully, he could get that emphatic finish he was looking for. I think Fortuna will come to fight. 37 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw, and 26 KOs. So it's a solid record, and I think this is gonna be a great fight. And you can't trust Ryan when he says I want Gervonta next, but Gervonta is a free agent. So if the zone is willing to put up the big money after losing Haney to ESPN, which I'm pretty sure they would, you get a Ryan Garcia Gervonta Davis pay-per-view, that would probably be a massive pay-per-view, somewhere within 750,000 if you ask me. I think that could definitely reach that number pretty easily, maybe even higher. I think with Ryan's following, Tank's following, I think it could possibly hit 1 million. But with that being said, we'll see how all this plays out and see you next time. Peace.